Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Kinston where police have made an arrest after a shooting that happened on Saturday. Police say that around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, officers were called to a home on the 500 block of Field Street for a report of a person who had been shot. Police say they found 40-year-old Zachary Stackhouse suffering from gunshot wounds in both legs. Stackhouse was taken to ECU Health Medical Center for treatment. Detectives say they identified 43-year-old Thurman Jones Jr. as a suspect in the shooting. Police got warrants for Jones and on the following charges: assault with a deadly weapon inflicting serious injury, discharging a firearm within city limits, going armed to the terror of the people, possession of a firearm by a felon. Now, police executed the search warrant at Jones's home on Monday and arrested him. He was taken to the Lenoir County Jail under a $75,000 bond. And now we want to turn our attention to the Caribbean, where the USS Gerald Ford has now reached its docking place, where tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela and Colombia continue to rise. NBC's Richard Engel has more from Bogota.
The Trump administration has now dramatically escalated its military buildup in Latin America, with the Pentagon announcing that the USS Gerald Ford has now arrived in the region. The Gerald Ford, which has about 4,000 sailors on board, many tactical aircraft, other accompanying warships, is joining an armada that is already here, including a nuclear submarine, including about 10,000 soldiers that have been pre-positioned in the area. According to the Pentagon, this is aimed at countering narcotics, and the U.S. military has already attacked about 20 different boats and one improvised submarine, alleging that they were carrying drugs destined for the United States. But this is far more firepower than is needed to attack a few alleged drug smuggling boats, which is why many in this region are wondering if the ultimate goal is regime change in Venezuela. And the Venezuelan government has already responded, announcing that Venezuela is now on a state of high alert and that the country has mobilized 200,000 soldiers to defend against what it is calling imperial threats. Richard Engel, NBC News, Bogota, Colombia.
Well, thank you very much, Richard, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast. Right now, everything is still looking sunny across eastern North Carolina, and air temperatures are on their way back to not quite our seasonal average, but certainly within the ballpark. Yesterday, we were down around 15 to 20 degrees below normal. Today, we're within 5 degrees, and we'll take that. We will take that. Here's a look at what we've got outside right now in Greenville. 59 degrees, west-southwesterly breeze at 14 miles an hour, not presenting us with much of a wind chill effect at this moment. But earlier this morning, yeah, winds had some bite to them. Right now, again, it's sunny skies and an attempt at warmer weather. We've got 60s showing up right now across Edenton, Roanoke Rapids, Rocky Mount, Washington, New Bern, Jacksonville, Kenansville, Kinston, and Goldsboro. We are having, again, some technical issues with our reporting stations at Hatteras, Stumpy Point, as well as Williamston. Hopefully we get those numbers in soon. The rest of eastern North Carolina right now reporting temps in the upper 50s. But we've got more heating on the way. It's only 1 p.m. Usually we reach our high temperature of the day between around 3 to 4 p.m. So the sunshine and the southwesterly winds you're seeing on your screen right now will do a decent job of taking us, I would say, at least 2, possibly 3 degrees warmer than where we're at right now. So if you're not quite to that 60-degree mark, not to worry, you'll get there. You'll get there. Now, winds are going to be shifting from today into tomorrow. You'll note that northwesterly flow as we head into the early hours of your Thursday morning. Wind speeds will remain very much strong across eastern North Carolina's coastline, but inland areas will see a slight dip in the expected wind speeds overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be back to around a 10 to 20 mile an hour sustained wind across the east. It's been breezy the past few days, and those winds over the past 24 hours have actually brought more humidity to eastern North Carolina. You may not notice it because, again, our air was incredibly dry. Now it's just really dry, not quite as dry as it was, but still dew points in the 20s and 30s mark a very, very moisture air mass that is just yearning, searching for a little bit of moisture. We're not going to get any until we get into the weekend at the very earliest. So for now, again, plan on sunshine and dry weather carrying all the way through this work week. We've got one high pressure system moving off the coast. Another one will be trying to move in as we head towards the weekend. Saturday and Sunday showing very sunny weather. But more importantly, for those of you who love warmer weather, air temperatures will be up on both days of the weekend. Looking at the low 70s by Saturday, possibly mid 70s by the time we reach Sunday. But for today, low 60s. Later on this evening, we're going to be seeing air temperatures drop, but do so at a very slow rate thanks to the southwesterly component of our winds. Tomorrow morning, starting out in the mid to upper 40s, returning to the low 60s as we make our way towards lunchtime. But the northwesterly winds will keep us from getting too warm too quickly, likely only getting back to the mid 60s tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at your full 8-day forecast. And again, rain chances come next week, but right now they're not even looking that impressive. I wouldn't plan on seeing a ton of rain over the next 8 days. Tuesday, obviously our best chance, but right now those raindrops aren't looking like they're attached to a system that is going to be widespread and heavy enough to really solve our abnormally dry and moderate drought issues across most of eastern North Carolina. That's all we have time for today's 1 p.m. News and Weather Update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a wonderful Wednesday.